Alright, hello everybody. We are back once again. This is Anime Yay or Nay. I am TheOutbackAl.
I'm hot for justice.
And I'm Chibi Noob.
And we watched some more Ergo Proxy this week. What did we watch? We watched episodes 13 through 15.
Yes.
Things got interesting.
Oh, yeah.
In a couple different ways. Let's see here. Episode 13.
Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way. I feel like if you're watching this, you should know spoilers by now. But, so, episode 13 started with Iggy.
Yeah.
It's Iggy's episode. And
Yep.
he is... Oh, he's having a time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He, What's up?
I was just about to say, I literally wrote down when I was taking notes, Iggy goes rogue.
Iggy goes rogue.
Like-
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Iggy's basically lost his is
Yeah,
what I thought. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, he picked up the Cogito virus, apparently whenever Riel got attacked. We thought it was probably going to be from whenever he was interacting with Pino, but no, he's had it for a while, and he's turned into the obsessive boyfriend or something.
Yes.
And,
That's exactly what he
yeah,
was.
he just wants Riel all to himself. And then there was that other... I think I mentioned before, there was that other... The other proxy that they recently killed had the auto rave with it. And
Yes.
I was like, oh, that thing's going to come back. And it did in a... Not a huge way, but it came back pretty decently, I think. Kind of followed Iggy around to find Riel again after he went rogue and decided to come back and kidnap his master because, as Iggy puts it, you're a useless bitch.
Well,
yeah.
it came back to try and kill his master.
True.
Because it was like an eye for an
second
eye
auto
kind of
rave,
thing.
yeah.
Is how
Well, I thought
the
it was...
auto rave was seeing it.
I don't know if it was an eye for an eye. Iggy kept saying in front of that auto rave, if I kill the person who took her away, she'll come back. He's talking about Vincent,
Yeah.
but to the other auto rave was like, oh, if I kill Riel, my master will come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So-
bit naive there. But
Yeah.
certainly, that was certainly an interesting episode as far as like looking
Yeah.
a little bit more into the. I keep mentioning it. Do androids dream of electric sheep, and
Right.
the
Yeah.
whole, when does an android get a soul and all that stuff.
Right, because he kept saying that, like, he was like, well, he has, like, Riel in that glass thing that he, like, captured her in.
Yeah, the transport tube or whatever.
Yeah, and while he's, like, telling her that she's, like, an awful bitch and all that, like, over
Yeah.
and over again. He
Here's-
was like, oh, I have a soul, like, don't you care about me? Like, I'm Iggy, and she's like, you're not Iggy. Iggy wouldn't say this, and he's like, how dare you say that? Shut up, and...
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to wonder, like, what can you say something's personality is when they're completely subservient versus when they're not? Maybe that was the real Iggy. I don't know.
Well, then there's the other thing. There was, like, right at the end, like, as she's cradling his head,
Yeah, he dies.
and he's going back and forth between the two, like, personalities. The one side that's
Yeah.
really, really caring and
Yeah.
truly, deeply loves her, and then the side that's basically, like, the abusive asshole that is
Yeah.
basically just shouting, like, profanities at her.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I mean-
it's just kind of like, what is the true Iggy? It's kind of like how we also have, like, we can have two sides of our,
Yeah.
like, all personality. Like, we don't always show, like, all encompassing of who we are.
Yeah.
So,
Which, to, like, go back on that, like, him dying, so, just, like, touch on that. So, like, the other auto rave who wanted to, like, avenge its, like, proxy master or whatever,
Yeah.
started attacking her, and then it, like, was about to blow up, and that's when Iggy, like, dove at it and,
Yeah.
like, stopped it from, like, blowing up on Riel. Which I was like, oh, they can blow up if they get too angry.
I think it's just a self-destruct mechanism, like a
right.
last resort kind of like.
That's true.
I don't know. I don't know if it had
Kinda
anything to do
like-
with anger, but it's like.
I
Could.
mean, it might be like the suicide pill thing, and I
Yeah.
mean, it's not really like exactly like that, but it's
No,
more
but
like
yeah, I could
know.
see a robot of some kind or an android of some kind like having some sort of self-destruct in the event that like catastrophic failure or whatever for whatever reason. Yeah, let's just blow it up.
Oh, it's like a Pokemon, and it uses self-destruct.
They sometimes do that. There are those Pokemon that do that. But yeah, I hate to say it. I feel like to some degree, I kind of. It was really mean how he said it, but I was kind of agreeing with some of the stuff Iggy was saying. Like, yeah, you are kind of useless sometimes, Riel.
Yeah, especially she. Speaking of useless, like I think you mentioned it, Al, in the last video. Like, oh, who's gonna fix her hair now?
We found out.
Vincent now fixes her hair.
Yeah,
and Pino's
that was funny.
I like how Pino's just not having any of her shit.
Pino's just like, bitch, please.
Shut up! I'm reading.
Yeah, I love.
And Vincent's even like, Pino, what are you doing? She's like, I'm reading. She's like developing her own personality, and I really am loving that.
Yeah, Pino was pretty great throughout these 3 episodes. Well, she didn't have much to do in episode 15, but the episode 13 and 14, she's pretty cool.
Yeah,
she's doing her own thing, and
she's going through her teenage phase.
A little bit, maybe. But yeah, so Iggy's dead now, blew up. Yeah. Riel's got to deal with that. And then we went into episode 14 was a bit trippy. It's kind of cool, where we had we meet another proxy. Spoiler again. You know that there's going to be spoilers during this. I don't know who's watching this that hasn't either watched Ergo Proxy or is watching along with us. So, we meet another proxy who I guess has the ability to transform and look like other people. Because I guess proxies aren't actually people, so he wanted to be a person, and he ended up killing like an entire town full of people. And his whole thing is like, I'm going to collect them and collect the dead.
Wait, it's kind of episode 14 or 15?
14.
14. Yeah.
Okay. Trying to remember my episodes.
Yeah. Because they find another dome.
Oh yeah, that's right. Episode 15. Yeah, we did. Yeah,
that was
there. Okay.
that was.
Now
different.
I remember what episode 15 was. Okay.
They find another dome, which apparently these things are pretty. Not as uncommon as we thought they would be.
Oh, yeah.
Still pretty abandoned, but they find, like, a nice grocery store to hang out in for a while, and Pino makes Pino soup. Or whatever. Yeah. What did she call it?
It was...
Pino Special?
Something.
But it's
and
just...
it was just,
like... it's the worst.
And it's like...
I do like that. You just hear that, like, weird, like... Riel's not having it. She's not eating it. But Vincent's like... Vincent has become just Big Brother at this point.
Yeah.
And he's like...
My favorite thing is...
I love it. Ugh.
She's so sassy about it, too. She's like, are you going to eat my food? And then, oh god, you find out that Riel, has a huge thing for ginger ale.
I guess
that's right!
She was like, give me my ginger ale. I won't drink anything that's not ginger ale.
It's like Steins Gate and sugar. Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
God, now I want ginger ale. Dang
I kind of wanted one too after it, so it's. I guess if they're trying to advertise, it's a decent job.
But is it Canada Dry?
I don't care what kind. It depends. I don't know what your preference is.
I prefer Canada Dry, not Seagram's, # not sponsored.
But yeah, we Vincent had a bit of a day there because he was like everyone had a bit of a day because the proxy kept like the evil. They didn't really give that proxy a name, so I don't know what we would call it. We'll call it doppelganger proxy or something. I don't know, but he kept really messing with people, like, people are dying, but then they're not dead, and then all this other stuff, and people are trying to kill each other, but they're really not, and... Yeah.
With looking like Riel, and then looking like Vincent, and then
Pino's, like, just knows what's going on the whole time.
And then jumping off the roof.
Yeah.
2 people jumped off the roof, and... Yeah. bunch of people falling off the roof and dying.
And then just a lot of sequences with drowning in the lake.
Yeah, like that repeated torture chamber thing or whatever he was putting Vincent through.
Yeah.
And I think Vincent was really having to deal with the fact that he's not human again.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways.
Because this proxy was, like, basically saying, because we're proxies, nobody wants us and nobody will ever want us. Here's a scene of Riel constantly rejecting you because you're a proxy.
Yeah.
And then it, like, only stopped
after
once.
he, like, killed her.
Yeah, he, like... And I think
he's
he
like,
realized...
I'm sick of this.
Yeah, and, I mean, he realizes that, like, he wants to live, because it talked about... I think how he, like, I think it went back into, like, what happened and how, like, he wanted to, like, kill himself because, like, no one would ever like him, and then how he decided he wanted to live because he, like, wanted to be with Riel and Pino.
Are we talking about Vincent or the proxy that he was fighting? It gets a little confusing because he just started looking like Vincent and kind of reflecting some of what he was saying, but I know the proxy was like he wanted to be human, couldn't be human, and so he's like, well, I don't know if I can kill myself, so I'll just kill everyone else, and then it will be like I won't exist.
Yeah, that's right. So that was the other proxy, but then I think Vincent kind of like felt similarly.
Yeah, he did. I'm pretty sure.
And then at the end, well, you know
went
that
about
Pino,
it differently, but yeah.
Yeah, and you know Pino knows that it's like not him the whole time because she was like, "You're the one who like didn't eat my soup."
Right.
Yeah, she's the super perceptive one.
And Riel reveals at the end, "We knew that you were the real Vincent because your reflection showed in the water."
Yeah.
Whereas the other one like didn't have a reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he didn't know that. He didn't figure that out. So he's just... I will give Vincent points at this. At the very end, he did just trust that it was Riel, as opposed to, like, trying to find out some reason. Riel is still in the mindset of, like, I need to scientifically prove something before I'll trust anything. So I'm going to give Vincent some points towards humanity just in that, or at least towards, you know, his development as a human being, because he was able to just, you know, let go and trust someone in that moment.
Right.
Which was nice for him, I think. Kind of undercut by the fact that Riel is still a bit of a bitch. But...
Yeah.
I don't know. You got Pino. Pino's always nice. Pino's nice to everybody, except Riel, because she's not nice to her.
Yeah.
The scary lady.
Scary lady.
I still like that's her name for her. But yeah. What else? Anything else to talk about episode 14? What were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say that was an interesting episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I feel like I mentioned this earlier, is like I like how like this the early 2000s anime, like some of the 90s anime, you could like sit and contemplate on certain things for an episode and like really, you know, delve into something. Maybe not exactly getting an answer for it, but at least, you know, something that kind of poses questions. And I do like that.
Which, episode 15.
Episode 15.
So many questions.
I love. That is
love that.
right up my alley, that kind of episode.
Oh my god.
And I'm going to say, as far as like how to do like a plot dump, I like the way they did it.
I was just like, oh my god.
That was really fun.
Yeah, at first I was like a bit scared, and I was like, oh, is this just like one of those filler episodes that's like...
It kind of was and it kind of wasn't.
Yeah, because it was like... It reminded me of like the one Voltron episode. There's like a game show.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this...
I vaguely know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, is this going to be filler? And especially like... Oh, it really got me though when they were like asking the questions. QQQ was asking the questions like, what is the name of this song? And
I like
that.
that.
That was really great.
That's a good
so
joke.
good.
That was a good joke. I like to point out, I got most of those questions in that beginning round. I did know like a bunch of them. I didn't know the song, but...
Giddy.
And then you see like they're trapped, and I was like thinking to myself, is this supposed to be part of the show? Because it showed, like, Raul and, like, his
he's
autorave, like,
broadcasting,
watching...
yeah.
Yeah, watching a broadcast. And at first I was still, like, a bit kind of wary of the episode, and I was like, okay, like, I don't really see where this is going.
The way
but then...
I saw it, I'm like, this is another proxy.
Oh, he's 100% a proxy.
Oh, yeah, I'm like, this is his thing. It's like, he just makes whatever the hell he wants.
He is that guy who got so bored of having so much power, he just decided to do something weird and just ran with it and was having fun.
Uh-huh.
Like, I appreciate that.
But I really liked it towards the end there, where they were, like, dumping, like, info dumping.
Right.
Because they start talking about the Boomerang Star, which is, like, this
spaceship.
Yeah, it kind of goes into the Trigun area again, because there was, like, a spaceship there. Well, it was people colonizing another planet.
Yeah,
but
and
it's kind of similar. It's got a bit of that Wall-E vibe of, like, hey, we f***ed the planet because we did something, and we're all going to try to escape, but it didn't work.
Because of, like, methane or something?
Yeah, they built a new source of fuel after we ran out of, like, gas and oil.
Yeah.
But the fuel, I guess, was either too volatile or too toxic, and there was an accident, and it killed 85% of the population of the planet, ending up in the wasteland. And then they made 300 proxies with immortal cells or whatever. We're not even given a ton of details, but we know there were 300 proxies were made basically to care for the humans and make sure that they survived or something.
Which is why the proxies each have their own dome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they are man-made. They're not just gods or something.
Right, which was very interesting to learn about. And then...
So we were able to manufacture immortality.
In a sense.
Interestingly enough.
Just not for ourselves.
I want to throw those out there. They also had that in episode 13. When that proxy was like... That proxy and the auto-rave were basically protecting another one of those baby vats that they had.
Yeah.
Right. Because that whole place that they were in had also been a dome prior to the dome basically being smashed in.
Yeah. And they're like, I think the QQQ guy mentioned that the proxies were irrelevant now that humanity was thriving to some degree in the domes. So, like, that might have been, like, what's going on and why so many of these proxies are going out killing people, because they're like, well, we don't have a purpose for being anymore. Let's make up our own and just kill I don't know if that's just nihilism or something, but, yeah, they're just... As far as, ways to go in that, I like Q's way of doing it. Because he's at least entertaining.
I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
So, he was talking about how the Cogito virus was, like, man-made, which I kind of guessed it would be. Yeah. But what was the reason for it being man-made again?
I don't know that they explain that. I have a theory. I have a small theory. Because I'm pretty sure their first plan was the boomerang one. And the proxy thing.
Yeah.
So we could say that they had, like, 3 plans. The boomerang escape pod, the proxy domes, and the Cogito virus. Why the Cogito virus? My thoughts are, if eventually it got to the point where they're just like, there's no way that a human being, like a body of a human being, could survive in this environment, they might have just been like, maybe in some capacity, some level...
Implants.
Yes, a level of consciousness could survive through artificial bodies.
Okay.
In some way. And it's maybe... Like, if you kept the vats, even without the proxies, eventually, perhaps, I don't know how, but the planet, starts to heal itself or becomes more habitable again. Maybe the auto-raves with the Cogito virus and, their humanity in the machines could start up the vats again and then populate the Earth. Okay. So I think the Cogito virus was a backup plan of the backup plan. And now all their backup plans and all their plans are like... Hey, maybe we should have thought through a couple of these things a little bit more, because all of our backup plans are trying to kill us now.
Yeah.
That's at least my thought. I could be completely wrong, though.
I'm honestly very interested to see if we actually get to meet Proxy 1.
Yeah,
We
'cause
have.
they did mention that.
I mean, I think we have somewhat, but like, I want to see if we actually get more interaction with him at a later point.
I thought you meant like meet him. Like Ergo Proxy is the first proxy.
No. Proxy 1 is the first proxy.
Yeah, that's Ergo Proxy.
Mm-mm.
Yes, it is. Yeah, because he was like, he got the points for the question. Because he was like, the answer was Proxy 1, or whatever. He said, like, me, and he got points for it anyway.
No, that
So
that
if
was
he
something different.
I'm gonna look it up. You guys keep talking about it. I want to look at it again.
I swear that was that question you're thinking of. He said like
He said me. He got it wrong, and they said that it was Proxy 1.
he said Ergo Proxy, and they said
No. I'm not talking about that
1.
question. That was the clue question thing.
Mm-hmm.
There
was another one later on in the speed round or whatever.
I know they mentioned.
I'm gonna look
They
it up.
said something about a proxy, and he said myself, and they said, "Well, you are a proxy, so I guess that counts." And they gave him the points, but I didn't think they said Proxy 1. I thought they were just talking about proxies in general.
I'm looking at it.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I know that it was toward the end of the episode.
It's a little closer to the end, yeah. Give me a minute.
I want to see what QQQ looked like as a proxy.
QQQ. Wee. Okay. Stretch my legs. Houdini. Hello. You're sleeping. Hello, roly-poly boy. Oh, are you awake? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that episode, man.
Oh my gosh.
Never mind, I was wrong. It was just proxy.
Okay.
But
it is definitely a good way to do an info dump.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah, no. I would really like to see Proxy 1 and just... So I have a feeling he's going to be some sort of big bad, but not the big bad. I don't know.
The Elder Proxy. Yeah, there are 300 proxies that were made. Like,
well, how many were actually
crap.
left, though?
That's a good point.
I'm trying to think how many we've met already.
Well, we've met Senex, Coskeys, Ergo Proxy, Monad.
How do you remember all their names?
Because I actually have the subtitles on, so it tells me.
Yeah, no, Ergo Proxy is Proxy 1.
Is he?
Okay, I'm looking at the picture that they have, and it's definitely Proxy 1. He's got the red cloak, dark skin, big smile on his face. It's basically him without the big white flowy weird afro hair or not afro dreadlock mask.
Okay.
Let's see, Ergo Proxy.
Well, don't look up spoilers. You're gonna ruin it for yourself. But
I'm just gonna look at the character list and under proxies.
I was gonna say, I think usually if they're separate characters, they'll have different articles for them.
Yeah,
so that'll at least establish.
Yeah, they're different people because it says Ergo Proxy, and then it says Kotsky's Proxy, which was
okay. I feel like I don't want to know. I don't want to know who Kotsky is. I don't want to know. I don't want to get into spoilers.
Kotsky's is the Sun Proxy.
Yeah, he was the blonde dude with the alcohol.
I called him Drunk Proxy.
Senex was the one who he was in love with that
Moon
Vincent
Proxy
killed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Monad is
the one from Romdo, who I guess is dead now?
I guess.
We haven't heard about him in a while. He died or something, and
they have her body, but
yeah,
they're not really doing anything with it.
Is that the one that?
I guess.
Yeah, is that the one that Daedalus has?
Yes. Yes, it is.
That's Monad.
And then you got Proxy 1, which they mentioned, but we haven't met yet.
Yes.
So I guess that's how many? I wasn't counting what I was saying.
Well, and then there's also the one that we just previously met,
Yeah,
aside
the
from
one that
QQQ.
Yeah, the one that
the
was
one in the
killed.
lake, and then the one that...
We can assume Q is a proxy of some kind.
The one that was killed.
Yeah.
Yes, and then the one...
So did it actually say that Ergo Proxy and Proxy 1 were different people?
Yeah.
Damn. They look way too similar in that shot from the show.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll see, like, if they're just different... Maybe they're just different components of the same proxy. Who knows?
Oh, if they're
Maybe
like
it's
do the
split off.
Trigun thing where they look alike because they're brothers.
Oh, God.
They should all look alike. They're all manufactured together. They're all siblings or something.
Technically.
Maybe proxy number 1 is the proxy of life, and Ergo Proxy is a proxy of death, and that's
Ooh.
why.
Edgy.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't been doing it that much, but Vincent's been pretty much an edgelord this whole time, for quite some time.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
As of, like, episode 3.
Oh yeah, episode 15. He lightened up a lot. I'm happy about that. You know, he's not. They haven't been in a great position during that episode, but at the very least, he was having fun with the quiz. So good for him.
Right. And I love how they kind of, like, went back to his original design with, like, the
like,
shut eyes and the hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
Well, they had to make him look presentable. He's on TV.
But slowly, his eyes started to open up and his hair started to get back to the way it was.
That
and I
might
was
be like kind
uh-oh.
of a bit of a thing for the series, just as like a thematic thing. Like his eyes are slowly being opened throughout the series.
Ooh.
A bit on the nose, but like.
Oh, that reminds me of this MMD I had, except the opposite. The motion data started with open eyes, and then the eyes slowly closed throughout the whole dance.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see what the next episode brings us.
Yeah.
I need to see more Q. We have to see how Q dies, because he's apparently gonna die. Vincent won. So, show's over, everyone he dies now. He's gonna die at either They kept showing a fiery explosion,
Yeah.
but I don't know if that's gonna be the way that it actually happens. That might have just been an effect for the TV show.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
I have a feeling they aren't gonna show us, but
No.
they'll
I feel-
probably just jump to the next location.
Right.
I hope not. I hope not. I want to get a little bit more with Q, because I feel like him and Vincent need to have a conversation of like, hey, dude, you should have been getting all these questions. What happened? Oh, memory erased? Well, let me give you let me give you one or two more tidbits right before you like flashy eyes me to death or something.
I want to know what Riel thinks about that info dump.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Who can say?
She's been trying to figure out everything about the proxies.
That's
and
true.
now she has a lot more information about the proxies that she is just being given, rather than her having to find it out through either Daedalus or someone else, or on this weirdo journey. And now it's just kind of like, she's like, okay, what do I do with all of this? I want to see, like, what she kind of just, like, if she, like, can make sense of all of it, or at least a lot more sense of it than Vincent can, or if Pino can make more sense out of it than all of them can combined.
Pino's just gonna roll with
Yeah.
it. Even if she gets it, she's just like, oh yeah, of course, you don't get that?
Yeah,
It's like it's gonna be
exactly.
super obvious for Pino. But I feel like everyone's about to have a Wall-E moment whenever they
Wall-E.
found out that, hey, there's plant life. Oh god, we're not supposed to be on this ship this long. So that'll be interesting.
But yeah, those were interesting couple episodes we got
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Fun.
still really, really liking it so far.
I feel like
Yeah.
the series has been picking up a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel
Agreed.
like it was like, and I feel like every show kind of has that sort of like roller coaster of like, you know, we have a lot of hype here, and then it kind of like goes down. We can breathe a little bit, and then we can move up again. And like, I feel like we're on the upswing right now into either some heavier plot territory or just some more things happening. If we get some more shenanigans, like this game show, I'm not gonna complain. It's gonna be weird. I think this one episode for that is a really great way of like both continuing on with the story and keeping the intrigue going, but also like having a break from like everything is dark and terrible.
Yeah, that episode is so bright, which I was
And
not used to.
colorful. It's so many colors. It's purple hair.
I downloaded a bunch of the episodes in advance. That way I know I'd be able to watch them whenever I needed to. And the thumbnail for it is the game show.
Right.
And I've been waiting to see that for a while because I'm just like, what is this? This is not like the rest of the show.
Right.
I'm really wondering how... They don't even seem to know how they got there.
Nope.
Yeah.
Like, Vincent, what is this? How did we get here? What's going on? It's like, I have no idea. I woke up here. Like,
yeah.
What did this guy do? Did he gas them and just pull them in?
Good question.
And I mean, Riel is clearly not in the mood for any of it, but like, points to Vincent for just kind of rolling with it. It's like, oh, I guess I'm on TV now. Okay.
I loved how it was just like, I'm getting so many Who Wants to Be a Millionaire vibes just from this whole show setup.
Oh yeah, they were definitely they were pulling a couple different TV shows from that.
I know, and it was. I'm like, oh, I kind of wanted to. Can he just ask B? Final answer, and it's like, please.
Yeah.
I have such nostalgia vibes for that show.
Yeah, I used to watch that when I was a kid too. I think 15 was probably my favorite episode of the series so far. But that's because I'm weird and I kind of like those kind of off the wall kind of things.
Episodes, yeah.
Cool.
I'm honestly not sure which one's my favorite.
Points to Vincent. He knew what the song was.
Kitty.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Apparently he's into music.
Music.
Anyone got any other thoughts?
Besides for, we're probably gonna go back to Romdo soon. See what's going on there.
Well, we haven't made it to Mosque yet.
That's true.
I feel like we're gonna get there in the next few episodes.
Yeah.
We have to. There's not enough time to, spend the rest of it getting to Mosque. Unless the climax is in Mosque. But I feel like it's gonna be back in Romdo. Because the rest of the plot is over there.
Yeah.
And the rest of the plot, any of the antagonists are also there.
Yeah, so they gotta go back at some point to set everybody free or do the Wally thing or whatever they're doing. And Vincent will become a man of his own and blah blah blah. I don't know. I'm just naming off tropes now. But
yeah, I mean, I just am expecting a meanwhile and Romdo kind of like.
I feel
I feel like that kind of episode's
of
been a long way coming though. Like I feel like we need a recap or at least like a condensed version of what's been going on since everyone's been gone.
I feel like
because we're not getting a whole lot of it.
I hear what you're saying, and I kind of agree with you, but I feel like we're not going to get a ton of it. I feel like we're going to get a couple, like, out-of-context clips and shots.
Yeah.
But I feel like as we go forward, and eventually they're going to come back, I don't think the writers want us, the audience, to know what all they're going to be fighting right away. We might get little glimpses of certain things, but we're not going to get the full picture until they're actually back, I don't think.
That's fine.
I mean, we've set up, I think, especially in the last batch of episodes that we did, where we saw Daedalus and... I'm going to call him Dr. Creep. He's Dr. Creep. When we saw Dr. Creep and Ascot having their discussions, Ascot is trying to take over.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he wants to be Grandpa Chairman. And he's going to try to use Dr. Creep to do it. And Dr. Creep has his own plans. Probably involving...
Riel.
Yeah, very creepy thing with Riel in some form or fashion. But I feel like, we've set up the antagonists there. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's the most of what we're going to get.
Well, I think that's honestly the most of what we're going to get there.
Yeah.
We're probably going to have a little bit more once we actually get to Mosque.
I'm saying I don't think we're going to get a full episode with them ever, again, until they get back. That's at least my thoughts. Again, I've been wrong about a ton of things in this series, so I could be wrong again. But I don't think they want to like show their whole hand just yet.
Right.
So we might, again, we're probably going to cut back to Romdo every now and then. See Ascot and Dr. Creep, seeing what they're doing a little bit. But I don't think we're going to get like a full episode like we did whenever they're explaining like how we faked Riel's death and all that other stuff.
Maybe.
I feel like we're just going to get a couple little glimpses, seeing some of the stuff, some of the obstacles, some brief bits of obstacles that will be there for Riel and Vincent to get past. But we're not going to see the full picture.
That Pino will have to solve.
Yeah. Pino is going to be the ultimate hero of this entire story. She's the only one making it out alive because she's Pino. I shouldn't say that. They've killed how many kids in this show already? I shouldn't assume that Pino's going to make it.
Pino's
No,
not a
Pino
kid,
must
though.
live.
Pino must live.
Yeah, but we shall see.
Yeah. Any last thoughts?
No.
I mean, it's a yay from me.
Yay!
We're finishing the series. It's gonna be a yay. I don't think we're gonna get to episode 19 and be like, I'm done. I don't want to know what the next 4 episodes are. I'm done.
I mean, unless something really, really
Unless they
bad
kill Pino?
happens.
Yeah.
If Pino dies, we're done. I'm not promising that because it could probably happen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No!
And I do want to see the end. I do want to see where this goes.
Yeah. We're too involved now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right. I'm out of stuff to talk about, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, join us next week. We'll be discussing episodes 16 through 18?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, we'll see if our predictions are correct, if they're wrong, if we get more Q, if we don't, if Pino makes if Pino lives.
Yeah.
No!
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.